Hey guys, we're here to do a room tour project. So this is my studio slash office. Wanted you guys to take a look at it from the outside. As you can tell, it is my garage. So it is not completed, so I do want you guys to be aware of that. Alright guys, so on with the tour. So as we walk on in here, you're going to see we have the junk pile, which we're just going to skirt on over around. As we come on into the room here, please ignore the car in the background. Got some of my gear. So this is a Pantech Q6 Plus, or I'm sorry, a Pantan Q6 Plus with a Hola Music tablet holder. This is so that I can run my scripts when I have scripts, which is not actually that often because I'm not very good at writing. But that's my main tripod. Right now we're on an Amazon exclusive one where it's just kind of a base unit. It works great for handheld, but I wouldn't recommend it for anything other than that. The slider that I have here, forgive me, I've forgotten the name of this one as well. It's an Immortan. I got their larger one, so that way I'd have more space to run depending on the thing that I'm reviewing, which, as many of you know, cases can range in size from a couple of inches long to ginormous, like the one I have underneath the desk right now. So, as you can see, these are also my soft boxes, which I will try to get you a decent shot. So, those are cheap, but I do recommend them. They're pretty solidly built. I wouldn't say to pack them down, though. They're great for that, where you want to place them and be done. So, as we continue, because we'll go back to the hardware over there on the other side, we're just going to come over here. As you can see, this is kind of like my gear storage, which does need some organizing. So I do apologize for that. You got to love the Call of Duty Ghost poster up in the background, and my Getified curtain. I needed some way to block out the light coming from it, and that was the only thing I have at the time. I've still got to get some blackout curtains for there. But then you got a really nice couch here. I actually was given this couch. It's very firm and quite comfortable. I found this recently in a box of old stuff, so I cleaned it off and got it going. It's perfect for my little game area. So as we continue here, that's my clothes, as you can see, as well as some accessories and some items up there from Nutrisystem. I did do Nutrisystem. Doesn't taste the greatest, but it does work. So I do want to let people know that. So if you guys are interested in losing some weight, do couple it with exercise. It's not something to just be done by itself, but it does work. So then we've got the dog bed, which is mainly because whenever I'm out here sleeping, the dog has to have a place to sleep because she's a big one and doesn't fit with me on the couch. So sometimes I'll move that to where it'll be underneath the desk so she can come in and lay down while I'm working. So we're going to continue on here. So I recently got this desk off of Craigslist. Got a really good deal on it. Got it for $125. So as you can see, it is a U-shaped desk. However, this section here does detach. So if I wanted to, I could move it around, put it elsewhere, and use it as a separate table or a separate desk. But with the monitors that I have and the fact I do want to do videos right here at my computers, I left it in place. So, as you can see, we continue here. These are just some of my books. As you can see, these are stuff I've collected over the years. And then, of course, the wooden doorstop, so that way if I need to keep the door open over there, I can keep it open. Got some gear in there, and then down here again. Still not done organizing everything, so please keep that in mind. We're going to go ahead and come up here. So, I'm going to move this out of the way. But there's my Magic the Gathering stuff. So I don't have much anymore. I gave away most of it a long time ago. But I just wanted to let you guys see what I had. And then over here we've got my R2-D2 macaroni and cheese box and my R2-D2 Campbell's soup. The Campbell's soup is completely unopened. And then also my 3DS XL, which again got at a pawn shop in pretty much pristine condition for I believe it was 125 total. So then you got all my camera gear in here. So I'm going to go ahead and close this. And then we'll phase out here and come back. So as you guys can see, what we've got going on here, and I apologize, I don't have the cable management that I need right now, so it is kind of ugly looking. But this will all go up as soon as I have that. I'm going to get some can't talk here, guys. J-channel tracks to put behind the desk so all the cables can rest inside of those. And then I'm going to figure out a way to get those put behind the wall instead of on the outside of the wall, because that bugs me to no end. But this is an LG 55-6300. It is one of their lower end 4K TVs, but it's actually very good, and I do like the quality of the picture on it. I do have it set up as a kind of technically a 4-monitor package, because I'll have all 4 corners occupied while I'm at work. Then down here, let's go ahead and move the chair out of the way. Now this chair is also just a temp chair. I do want to get a new chair. This thing isn't the greatest as far as your back comfort goes. It's been in use for so long that most of the cushioning's gone. But I do want to look into potentially I think I want to call it the Ergo Chair 2 from Autonomous. I'm just worried that the armrests that move, that concerns me that's going to bug me. But again, we're going to go over our monitors here. So 2 of these were recently given to me as gifts. So yes, I did not get them all, but I do make my own money. I've just been going through a short thing at work right now. But on this side, this is actually one that I did buy myself. This was actually bought at, again, a local pawn shop, same one I got the 3DS XL at. This is the BenQ, forgive me, I can't remember the exact model of it, but it is a gaming monitor. It's supposed to be rated up for 75 hertz, but I believe that's only if you use the DVI, because I've got it on an HDMI connection right now. It does not reach that. I've not tested it. It wasn't a necessity for me to get to that point. I was fine with at the 60 FPS. So it is just 1080p though. So we move on. This one just actually arrived today. This is a 1440p monitor. It is IPS. It is 100% sRGB rated, so it can reach those really vivid colors, which I do use in editing videos. And I do actually will be playing games on it to get that higher quality of gameplay. Again, I'm not a professional. It's not like life and death to me to get that 1 ms response rate, but this is a really good monitor for actually a really good price. It was gotten for around $240 before taxes from Amazon Prime. So then we move on to this one. This is the other one that I received as a gift. Now this one is an XL2411. This is actually 3D Vision rated. It is rated to 144 hertz, and it is 1080p. The nice thing on this one is this was originally meant to be my gaming monitor. This is now pretty much my gaming monitor for older games, so that way I can reach those higher frame rates. However, I can say I tested Rainbow Six Siege on this, and it was able to maintain well over 100 FPS while playing that on, I want to say high, or very high. No, very high, I apologize, guys. So it is using the wallpaper program that you can get from Steam. I forgot the name of it here, but we'll go over that here in a minute. So then we've got my mixer. Now this is an Alesis Multimix 4 USB FX. Now it is a very basic mixer, but I will say it's actually pretty solid. It's fairly easy to get to learn how to use, and honestly it's not badly priced. I would recommend this for most people. I have heard complaints about the monitoring through it, and I have not yet tested that because I have friends that can listen more like they were listening on YouTube, so I use that for the time being. Now I don't have a headphone stand yet, so these are pretty much just gonna sit right here on the monitor when not in use. But this is the SteelSeries Arctis 5. Now I will say over the holidays I had an issue where the cable that goes from here into the chat mix dial stopped functioning correctly. It was going in and out on one of the ears, and I replaced the cable, and that fixed it. But it took them almost 2.5 weeks to send out the new cable. So I did have some complaints there, but the quality of the headset and the capability of the headset is definitely above par. I think the only thing I would say I'd like to improve on them is the headband. It is very elasticy, but it does eventually memorize your head shape. So this will eventually stretch out and no longer fit your head as well, and you'll have to replace this in order to get a better fit again. The other issue is the cable itself. It is a non-braided cable. Now, some people out there have said, "Oh, braided cables are stupid. They're lame. They're just a gimmick." But I want you guys to look a little closer here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but you see that? That happened because this is a non-braided cable. It hits the floor and catches on things, and depending on the length, like right now I have it set up so I don't have to worry anymore. But before, it wouldn't hit the floor and the chair would roll over it, and would again obviously damage it. Now, this is another item that I recently did purchase. This is actually a controller. As you can see, it does look very much like an Xbox 360 controller. They definitely use the same design. But I mainly got it for playing .hack GU, the last recode. Literally don't have much need of it past that. Got my tablet there, as well as a test phone. And that's just about it. Oh yes, my computer here. Sorry guys, forgot about this. So you can't see it very well right now, guys. I apologize. I'm still in the works on it. It's not completed yet, but it is currently running on 24 gigs of RAM, solely because we had to stick one RAM unit into my roommate's computer, so his would have at least 8 gigs. His motherboard is failing, so we're in the process of getting that replaced. But it is a 980 Ti from GeForce. I'm sorry, not GeForce. From Gigabyte. Sorry, Gigabyte. And then up here, I've got my Red Dragon. We'll call it Redragon actually because it sounds better. But we got a Redragon mouse, the Centroficus. Now this one actually I do recommend, especially as a cheap mouse. It's fairly accurate. It's lightweight, but you can add weights to it. Now I will say it is plastic, so if you're hard on it, they will break. However, they're not too bad, but this one here did get where the weight set goes in is broken. So that isn't usable, but I never used it to begin with. I didn't like having that extra weight. And then this is actually a Corsair K90 keyboard. Now you'll notice something off. It is missing all of the macro keys. So this is a funny story, but I had a problem with Rainbow Six Siege, and literally only Rainbow Six Siege, to where it would randomly push buttons. Just the keyboard, nothing was getting pushed on the keyboard, but on the screen it would randomly bring up things that would be part of button key presses. And trying everything I could to fix it, I had reinstalled Windows, I had updated the BIOS of my motherboard, but because the K90 was so old, you couldn't get any more firmware updates for it. You were stuck with what you had. So in a heat of frustration, I ripped them off. Just completely ripped the macro pad off and tossed it, hoping that would fix it. It did not. So finally another version of Windows came out, and that actually did fix the issue. So yeah, be careful with the K90s. If you go to buy one from eBay or somewhere like that, remember the firmware is not up to date. You cannot update the firmware anymore. So try to get yourself a K95 just to alleviate that concern. But that is the majority of the room tour here. We'll end off with this part right here. That is my networking hub out here. So that is actually the TP-Link Archer C7. And I can say 100% I do recommend that router because it is just above and beyond capable. There's obviously a lot better items out there, and a lot better ones out there you can spend for the money, but 80 bucks, can't really beat it. So that's it for the room tour project here. So we're going to go ahead and end the video. I hope you guys have a great night, and we'll see you later.